Hey guys, welcome to another live session of the FanStands with me, Mohsin and Ahmed. Ahmed has now, Alhamdulillah, become a permanent member of the FanStands. So I believe I wasn't missed because he's no longer a guest. He's counted as a regular member in the show now. So Ahmed, how are you, bro? Thank you for filling in for me last week.
No worries, I'm doing fine. How about you? Well, it's
Uh,
always an enjoyable to be a part of a very good football group. So yeah, I'm enjoying my hosting skills a bit.
yeah, you've improved a lot. Gab Marcotti would be so proud if he found out you were his fan.
Yeah, really. I think I should tweet him.
Well, I hope you can. So, guys, this time it's a little different twist to the show because we've had a very exciting and very indifferent weekend, especially in the Premier League. But we'll catch up with that later on, and we'll also have some updates in our next videos about the Nations League. But there's something we missed out on because of time crunch last week, and it was the Champions League, the group stages. So in this video, we will be kind of predicting who goes through to the round of 16 and who goes to the Europa League and which team most probably will not be playing in Europe, most probably after November or December. So, guys, do bear with us and do take it do be easy on us because predictions can go either way. So, Ahmed, let's just try to get this in. So, these
No worries.
are I hope you can see the groups right now in front of us.
Yeah,
So these are the groups. So we'll begin with Group A first, and we have Bayern Munich at the defending champions. We have Atletico Madrid. We have RB Salzburg, who were very impressive last season, and then we have Lokomotiv Moscow from Russia. So, Emmet, who goes through? Who do you pick for the next group stage? Sorry,
well,
round of 16, and who doesn't make it?
well, for me, I should start with the obvious winner. I think Bayern Munich, the defending champions, will go forward because, yeah, they are the defending champions. I think the last night, the deadline day, I think they improved their squad a bit. I think they let quite a people go. I think many of the Bayern Munich fans were saying that the squad is getting a bit thinner because they let go of Thiago Alcantara. Also, Javi Martinez has gone, and a couple of their good players have also gone. So yeah, they have added Douglas Costa and Mark Roja and Banoha Mark as Banoha Far as well. So yeah, I think as a defending champion, they did good recruitment. I think they will be the first in the group. Second, I think is obviously Atletico Madrid. For me, I think they're still a very good team, despite losing Partey last night, which is a very big controversy. I think Diego Simeone is really pissed because he lost one of his key player. So yeah, I think still they have a couple of really good players. I think they had Lucas Torreira, they had Luis Suarez in their attacking threat. They lost Alvaro Morata, but I think attacking wise they have really good talent. I think Joe Felix also is performing. So yeah, I think I see them going through. So I think it's not too much difficult for these two good teams going forward. As for my Europa League prediction, I think it is solved for because Jesse Mars, who is an American coach, I think he did really well last year when he had I think Haaland and Minamino and Huang Min. So yeah, I think he really gave a tough time to the in with to Napoli and Liverpool as well. This time, I think they lost their whole front three, but they're still exciting enough. So I think Lokomotiv will miss out. So yeah, I think Salzburg is going through in the Europa League.
But Ahmed, the main question is for me: do you feel that Bayern will finish first in the group?
Yes, I guess Bayern Munich, I think, have played Atletico Madrid, I think, in the last couple of years, and I think they have beat them in over two legs. So yeah, it all depends what kind of a form they can bring because Atletico Madrid on their day can even beat Liverpool like they had last year when they had a really good match. Oblak can produce a really good match for them. So yeah, all depends if can Lewandowski can fire them, and if we can see that same Bayern we have seen this past Champions League. So I think it's Bayern will be top of the league, but it's not gonna be easy. I think Atletico Madrid this time. I think Simeone is more of a attack, giving that attacking sense instead of that defensively. I think people have criticized him because he's the most expensive manager right now, earning around 42 million. So most of the people have criticized him for his defensive qualities. So I think he won't be playing that much park the bus football as most of the fans have blamed him to. So yeah, because he got an attacking thread with him. So I think we will get to see Luis Suarez or Diego Costa and Joao Felix playing a bit of that attacking threat towards Bayern Munich. With Bayern Munich, I think they have one vulnerability is their defensive line. I think if they can improve, if they the only way they can suffer this is through their defense. So I think Atletico Madrid, if they can play a really balanced football of attacking and defense, they can go. But I think with this, for the safe bet, I will say that Bayern will be the number one in this group.
Okay, okay. Well, about Simeone, well, I am one of those critics. I feel he is a good coach, but when I found out last season, that he was one of the most expensive coaches, to be honest, I was really shocked and surprised. But usually Atletico has done very well against Bayern Munich in the Champions League. They knocked
Yeah.
them out once. A lot of people are saying, Ahmed, that Bayern won't be able to defend their title. I know it's very premature to say this, but quick word on it. Do you think it will be difficult, or they still are strong enough to defend it?
If you can analyze the transfer market right now, all the big teams, I think Liverpool improved a bit of squad. I think Real didn't. I think for the first, I think the first time they haven't bought anyone.
Hmm.
So yeah, I think Perez is looking for Galactico, most probably Mbappe next year. But this year, I think Zidane might be utilizing the same squad. So it's good enough squad, but I think Bayern are favorites to retain this title. But I think with all the recruitments going on, I think PSG, Liverpool, City. I think City hasn't done that good enough business for me to be a challenger.
Okay,
But I think
well, Ahmed, if you don't mind, I think we'll talk about other teams as we progress. Interestingly, you mentioned about Real Madrid. So they are here with one of your teams, Inter Milan.
yes, go Inter.
Go Inter, but I'll start with this one if you don't mind. I feel
No worries.
I need your help when it comes to the Europa League qualifiers because that's a very tricky one at times. But I feel Real Madrid might top this group. Inter Milan,
Yes,
with all due respect, I think they're a very good team. Conte has done a very good job, but Real Madrid, even though they haven't bought any players, I feel because of their past performances, Zidane has been exceptionally amazing in the Champions League.
yes,
I feel Real Madrid might top this group. Inter will come second. I expect them. I mean, anything below second is going to be a terrible result with the team they have, and Conte settled in well now after a season.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah. You're right.
Real first, Inter second, and third spot. I feel maybe Shakhtar Donetsk. I think might be strong for Mönchengladbach.
Yeah, I guess. Well, you shouldn't discount Mönchengladbach that much because Marco Rose, I think last season, I think they played really brilliantly. I think for the team who had quite some teams like Leverkusen, Wolfsburg, Borussia Dortmund, and Bayern, I think, and even Leipzig, they were fourth in the group. So I think they played quite well. So I won't discard them, but I think but they will challenge Shakhtar Donetsk for their Europa spot. So I think this is a very good group. I think this is a kind of a group. I think Mönchengladbach can take away points from even Real or Inter Milan as well. So yeah, I think if Inter didn't play this well, I think even Inter can go in the Europa League because last year, even though we had a really good points tally after we had a draw against Barcelona and we beat Borussia Dortmund, but still. We lost. We came in third place in Europa League. But I won't discount Marco Rose, Mönchengladbach. I think they will. I think they will cause an upset in this group. I think it's a very well balanced group. It's a kind of a
Wow.
group that
So
can.
you feel Mönchengladbach will be in Europa. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, I think because they played really good football last night, I'm basing my guess on that. But Shakhtar Donetsk, I think they're regular in Europa League as well and also in Champions League. So I think their experience might be the only advantage they have against Mönchengladbach. But overall, I think Mönchengladbach has really good team, so I won't discount them out. I think this is one of those good groups we will expect quite some challenge.
Wow. So I have it down there. So Ahmed Marcotti is in for Mönchengladbach. They have a very savage admin in using their Twitter account. So I hope the message goes to him. He'll be very happy.
Yeah, hope so.
So Ahmed, you agree with me? Real Madrid will finish first in the group.
Yeah, I think Real Madrid. I think they are quite. I think they won this competition like they 13 times. So I think they're the expert of this competition. So yeah, I expect them to top this group easily. Yeah, I think Inter and Mönchengladbach will give them a challenge, but I think at home, I think they can easily beat both of us because Inter as well. I think Inter under Conte, and even though he's settled now, but defensively, as you can see in the Serie A, I think we have conceded quite some goals. I'm quite worried. So. Yeah, I think Real will easily top this group because they have an experienced squad in their hand and experienced coach in Zidane in their hand. So yeah, I think they're topping this group.
Okay, so Ahmed will move to a very tough group, tricky one.
Oh,
Porto, City, Olympiacos, Marseille. No, we're not laughing because of the teams. We're laughing because this one is very straightforward, I believe.
I think one thing this group, everyone knows that Man City is going forward. I think there's a controversy as well. I think there's a conspiracy theory going in the internet that I don't know about Man City always get easier group in the qualifiers. But it's easy to guess Man City going forward, but for the second position, I think Porto and Marseille are really good. I think it's gonna be difficult. And if you follow Porto or even if you follow Marseille as well, both of them are good teams. They're not great teams, but they're good teams. Like Marseille, I think they are third or fourth in La Liga. They have a good squad. They even beat PSG, I think 3 to 4 weeks back when they had their derby. So yeah, I think I have to give advantage to Marseille this time because I think French teams have a tendency to do really well in Champions League. So for me, the second position is going to be for Marseille. I think Porto is going in Europa. I think Porto have that experience as well, but I think they lack a bit of personnel. I think the attacking threat. Alex Telles also joined Manchester United last night. So yeah, all the good players I think have already left them. So for them, Europa League I think so. Olympiacos, I think it's really hard to play in Greece, but Olympiacos, I think you shouldn't discard them as well because they beat Arsenal in Europa League last year. But I know that kind of a squad. I think Marseille has. They have really good talent. Dimitri Payet, Thoman, and I think also all those good talented players they have. So I guess Marseille for me, I think they will with Man City they are going through.
Okay, great prediction. Well, if we talk about Group C, City will top. I think very confused between Porto and Marseille, but I feel maybe I have to side with you on this one. Marseille for the second spot, Porto for the third one, and sorry Olympiacos. So that's about Group C. I think I'm at Group D. Very interesting group. Very interesting
Yes,
group. This one.
This is one of those groups where you will be expecting some high score lines from this kind of a group, because you know how Atalanta plays. I think Atalanta plays similarly toward Liverpool play, so it's gonna be good, man. Ajax, I think, yeah. So I think it's gonna be very high octane football from Atalanta. Gasperini boys will be playing high flying football against Liverpool. Jurgen Klopp. So easily I can say that Liverpool will top this group, uh, even though Ajax have experience in this competition, but the problem is that they lost much more of their good players. I think Van der Beek, I think, also left them for Manchester United, so they don't have that talented squad I think they had last 2 years. So for me, I think Atlanta, the good thing with Atlanta is that they retain most of their players. I think except for Castagna. I think they added a couple of good players in their squad as well, and they're already performing really well in Serie A as well. I think 3 matches they won all three of them. So yeah, I think Atlanta is, for me, are really the dark horses of this competition. I think last time, I think if they didn't concede that last minute goal, I think they might have gone through and beat PSG. So yeah, for me, I think Liverpool will top this group. I think Atlanta will be coming second. Ajax, I think will be. I think Ajax will be in third, and Midtjylland. I think even though they had defeated Manchester United 3 to 4 years ago, but I think they don't have that squad. So yeah, I think
I,
Ajax to Europa.
I tend to agree with you, Ahmed, but I don't know why I feel Liverpool might lose one away to Atlanta.
Yeah,
Very brave prediction for me, and Liverpool fans might be a bit upset with that, but maybe Liverpool might top the group because we tend to be a bit tend to make the stronger, well-known teams side favorites because of their experience as well. But do
yeah,
watch out for Atlanta; they've been very high octane, high-scoring team in Serie A. Let's see how they do in Europe this time around. I agree with you, Ajax, for the third Europa spot because they've lost a lot of players. I mean, the squad which reached the Europa League final back in 2017, it had a young and inexperienced team with, I mean,
yeah,
players such as Van de Beek, Frankie de Jong, Matthias Ziyech. But now,
yeah,
none of them are here. Even Hakim Ziyech has left.
yeah,
So they've lost a lot of players. So I agree with you on this one. It's also kind of straightforward. So nothing much in there. So I think we should move on to the other group. So I'm in Group E, Sevilla, Chelsea, Krasnodar, and Rennes. So we have another tricky group. I mean, might look straightforward, but the trick over here is who tops this group. Would it be Sevilla or Chelsea?
I think with all the talent Chelsea have, I think Chelsea should top this group. Uh,
Wow.
Sevilla, I think with all, they are really, I think, well-oiled machine when it comes to cup competitions. But I don't know why they have a tendency to play bad in the Champions League. Champions League. Don't know why. I think they will have the mind of going back again in Europa. But this time, I think I think this time they won't be going to Europa, because I think Chelsea and Sevilla are going to top this group. Because they're really, I think Sevilla, I think they added some really good players with Rakitic as well. I think most importantly, they kept their hold of Jules Koundé, which I
Mhm.
think was the subject of 55 million bid from Manchester City. So yeah,
Mhm.
Monchi, I think did a brilliant job of keeping the main players. I think they know their starting 11. They know they play really good football, as you can see from the Super Cup, and they gave a tough time to Bayern Munich, even though most of the people predicted that Bayern Munich might win easily against them. But I think it took them 120 minutes to get a winner, and that was from quite some expected unknown play, quite some. Do you like you don't expect Javi Martinez to score a header for a winner? So yeah, I think Chelsea might top this group, and Sevilla is
Well,
following them. But
well, well,
one
sorry to cut you off, Ahmed. Our newest member, Mr. Mohammed Chima, who was also a guest on the show about a month or so back. So he's
Yeah,
also the newest member of the FanStands. Welcome to the FanStands family, Mohammed
yeah,
Chima. So Ahmed, he agrees with us that Chelsea will top this group despite Lampard's inexperience. So I'm sorry to cut you off there. You may continue. We're trying to say something.
yeah. I was saying that you shouldn't sleep on Rennes as well. They are currently number one in Syria, but I think they just
Liga,
lost their. Yeah,
Liga,
sorry,
Liga.
Liga. Sorry, no, Syria, Liga. Sorry about that. So I think they're currently in number one. But the problem is, I think they lost a couple of good players. They still have Eduardo Camavinga, which is the most highly rated 17-year-old a French midfielder, which Real is after. I think Real just signed him. I think he will go here next year. And also they have a couple of good players, but I think they lost a couple of good players. Rafinha, I think they lost to Leeds United last on the deadline day. But yeah, but I think Krasnodar, I think won't be making Europe. I think Rennes will be making Europe. But I think uh, with all the troubles Chelsea is having, I think I expect a good match against Chelsea versus Rennes. Or you can also say that Eduardo Mendy derby because Eduardo Mendy came from Rennes as well. So he will face his old team very soon.
Hmm. Interesting, interesting, and I think we all agree that that Rene and Sevilla. So Krasnodar doesn't have any chance of even making the Europa. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's gonna be. I think most of the team, I think, have a difficult time in Russia. Away legs is gonna be a difficult, but at home, I think they easily. I think Sevilla and Chelsea gonna beat them easily in Stamford Bridge or in their own stadium.
definitely the Ramos Sanchez Pizjuan in Sevilla, fortress for Sevilla team. So now moving on to Group F, very interesting group because the first three teams are really good. Club Brugge have good talent. We've seen a lot of players being scouted from there, but do not do so well in cup competition, especially last season. We saw them, struggle even against newcomers Salzburg. But Ahmed, what do you think about this one? If you ask me, I feel it's between Dortmund and Lazio and Zenit for the Europa spot.
I think for me, this is my favorite group because all these four clubs I think are very talented, and at the same time they can be really bad on their day. Well, these are the kind of a teams that can play good, excellent on their day, and can play really bad on their day. So yeah, I think Zenit and Petersburg, even though I think they have good squad in their hand, I think they're Russian champions. But I think Dortmund are going through, and also I think Lazio, I think uh, they have an attacking threat of Immobile and also Luis Alberto. I think they can cruise through. As for I think. Zenit, yeah, they are going to Europa for me. So yeah, Zenit and Wien. But I think this is that kind of a group where my prediction can go wrong as well because as I can say that on their day, even teams like Dortmund and Lazio, they can really be playing really bad because we saw that against Lazio lost against Atlanta 4-1, and Borussia Dortmund also lost I think to against Augsburg 2-0. So
Yeah,
on their day they can be good and bad. So you don't know what kind of team you're getting. So for me this is a really interesting because all four teams they have a tendency to beat each other, and might we can expect even Zenit going forward, or even I think Lazio coming to
can be.
Europa.
It can be. It can be. I agree with you that they all have tendency to slip up, but I feel
Yeah,
the most interesting I would be on Dortmund versus Lazio because of it would be an Erling Haaland versus Ciro Immobile kind of show.
yeah, I think it's gonna be a really good match. Lazio versus Dortmund. I think this is also one of those high flying match.
Well, Mohammed, I would answer this. I doubt it because the UK government rejected an appeal for allowing, I think, 10, 12,000 fans in stadium with all the COVID guidelines for October. And I do not see fans coming back because cases, unfortunately, are on the rise in Italy and Spain, even I think Germany. So let's hope for the best. Let's hope the fans do return back. But
But
I
but
think
I,
it's a
but we get to see some of the fans coming in German football. So I don't know. Maybe we get to see when there's a
it depends. It depends. But I think if I don't think the champion they'll allow it in the Champions League. Maybe the league setup is different, but in the Champions League, they want to keep it different. So let's see. Let's hope they're back. Let's hope they're back. So okay, now Ahmed, I think we're done with this group. So we're moving to Group G, and
Oh, ho,
wow,
ho, ho, ho,
wow.
ho, ho, ho.
I mean, wow.
Hmm.
Dynamo Kiev and Ferenc Sivarov. you know, favorites for me, Ahmed. The last two teams.
Yeah,
Pun, pun intended.
yeah,
Pun
yeah,
intended.
those are the teams we should be looking forward. Who wants Barcelona versus Juventus? Come on. Who want to see
Yeah.
those matches?
Yeah, I have a Hungarian friend who I asked about this team, and he was joking that they'll top the group. But anything can happen
Hmm.
in football. But
Yeah.
jokes apart, Ahmed, Messi versus Ronaldo, the old rivalry union again.
I think this is the kind of a match we all of the football fans will glue their eyes to. It's once again Messi versus Ronaldo in with Ronaldo come in his new club and Messi in his old club. So yeah, I think we get to see both of them one last time having a rivalry because I don't think so they will have that rivalry again next year or in 2 years. Let's see how their fitness maintains. So yeah, I think it's one of those very important groups. I think both of these matches will be very important. Juventus under I think Pirlo they started good, but we haven't seen Pirlo against very good top five teams. They had a match against Napoli, but I think it was postponed because Napoli players had COVID, and because of that, they couldn't have the match. So Barcelona, I think under Koeman, they're enjoying their life. I think Lionel Messi is playing really well. Coutinho is also playing really good, and Ansu Fati is also contributing in the score lines. I think the only problem is I think we're defensively, and also I think I think Griezmann isn't working. I think Coman can't decide which position he should play. He should play for as a striker or as a right wing. So yeah, I think if Coman can recognize that, I think it's gonna be a really good match. I think both new coaches with new teams and an old rivalry, Messi versus Ronaldo. I think that it will settle that debate that who at this age is much more at the peak of their game. So I think 95% of the people who follow football will be watching these two games. And I think this will be the most highest watched game in football, both
It
of
should be.
them.
It should be. I hope I don't have a meeting or any office commitment next day.
No, I guess on that day, most of the football fans, I think, no, they will have holidays. They will take a day off.
Well,
No work.
I hope my boss isn't watching this right now. Probably be calling. I need to know I need to know the date. Applying for an advance sick leave.
Yeah, I think most of the people won't be working. Football fans will won't be working on this day. Yeah, it's I think it's on 28 October, the first leg. Then we get to see another match in November. So yeah, we get to see this match really soon. I think in 2 to 3 weeks. So I'm really excited for this match.
Hopefully, I
Uh,
hope we get to see and Ahmed, Dynamo Kiev for Europa spot.
Yeah, Dynamo Kiev. I think for them it's gonna be Europa. I think they're much more. They have experience of playing in this competition and also in Europa. I think for the Hungarian group, I think they played really well in the qualifier. But I think for the first timer, it's an honor to be just in the group and playing against really good teams. So yeah, I think for them I think it's gonna good for them to enjoy to have Messi and Ronaldo in their stadiums to have that enjoyable match.
Yeah, well,
So yeah,
coming again. back to Chima's comment, if the fans were there, the Hungarian people would also be happy watching such a big game. I
Yeah.
think we had one of the Super Cup in Hungary, if I remember correctly. So, Ahmed, who tops the group? I know it's very tough, but do you see Juventus in experience of Pirlo, suffering against Barcelona, or do you think Ronaldo will carry this team through against Messi, Coman, and all the odds on top of the group?
Uh, for me, it's difficult because I've seen Barcelona play, and I think Barcelona is playing really well in the league. I think I had some doubts if Coman really installed some kind of a really good mentality in this team. I think so. I haven't seen Pirlo against a really good team. They had a couple of they played against Sampdoria and
Mhm.
other team. But I think if I watched that match against Napoli, if I would have given a much more detailed analysis that who can top this group. But for me right now, I think Juventus is in that transition period where they have to find what kind of formation Pirlo have to play and what kind of attacking threat he has right now. So for me, I think Barcelona will top this group. Juventus will come second.
If the only where Juventus can win, it's definitely because of Ronaldo. If they top this
Yeah.
group and they beat
They,
Barcelona.
yeah, this is I think that's the only reason they bought Ronaldo to get that I think championship glory, because I think they know that they can easily win Serie A. I think they won it 9 times continuously. So I think this season it is under threat for them as well.
Okay, so we'll move on to the last group, Ahmed. So I don't know why you're having a laugh because someone said for the Spurs match that Manchester Oli can beat uh, Julian Nagelsmann, but a lot of people, even United fans, believe that United will be relegated to the Europa League again. I know it's harsh, but because they haven't had a very good transfer window and they haven't had a very good start to the league, do you think they can, do something different in the Champions League this season?
Well, it all depend on the, as you can see, on the recruitment. I think all the summer along, they were after Jadon Sancho, but he couldn't come. They couldn't give that 120 million to the Borussia Dortmund, and instead of that, they signed Cavani on the deadline day, and also Alex Telles on the deadline day. So the recruitment, I think this time isn't too good. I think even I know Cavani is a really good player, but we have to see that if he able to do contribute anything at the age of 33. Alex Telles, I think, is a good player. He's not defensively too good, but offensively he's a really good player. I think from the left hand side, I think he can provide them goals and assists, and that forward runs that they really need. With Luke Shaw can't give because Luke Shaw, I don't know why. He's not good defensively. He's not good even offensively. I think it's a good replacement for them. Leipzig, I think Leipzig, they have shown last year that they even beat Spurs, and I think they came really close to beating PSG. But I think their inexperience really cost them. I think if they had Timo Werner, they would have given them a good competition. But I think the PSG quality was so good. So I think they got that experience right now, and it's gonna be good match against Manchester United. But like you can see that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, I think his management is been under threat because the three matches out of three they only won against Brighton, and that was also very controversially because I think that
Well,
match was
well, I,
going
I, I
to.
think I think we'll come into details on the next session on the next show because we do have something planned to talk about. The humiliating losses suffered by United against
And
Liverpool, and we will try to debate who faced more embarrassment that day.
yeah, it's gonna be a very big long topic discussing that.
long topic, so we wanted to keep this separate from this segment session.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Ahmed, call it controversial, but I feel PSG and Manchester United are going to go through, and Leipzig is going to come third for me.
No, I'm gonna disagree. I think PSG and Leipzig will go.
Finally, we have something to disagree on.
I think PSG and Leipzig, as you can see, Leipzig really played well in the last time. In the last, I think they will benefit from that experience, and I think they also added a bit of good recruitment. They have a couple of good squad players. I think basically they kept their Upamecano. I think that's the important transfer. He was linked to Manchester United for 50 to 60 million, even to Manchester City, but they're able to keep him. So they're able to keep all the good players except for Timo Werner. So yeah, I think they're playing really good football in Bundesliga. So yeah, I think it's gonna PSG and Leipzig for me. Manchester United, yeah, because I'm not too confident in Ole. So yeah, they will be going back to Europa. For the
Okay.
United fans,
Well, I'm with you. I'm with United to go through. So I think we're done with all of the predictions. So Ahmed,
yeah,
who are the favorites? Who do you think can reach the semifinals, the top four teams?
I think for me the four favorites are Bayern Munich, PSG, Liverpool, and Real Madrid.
Wow.
I think these four teams have most stable squad right now. I think Manchester City. I think with the Ruben Diaz, I think it will take couple of I think games to get him acquainted. Barcelona is also in transaction period, so more difficult for them. Juventus also are I think in the transition periods. Even though I think my predictions can be wrong, I think
Obviously, we can be wrong because just trying to predict of who goes through, who doesn't, because a lot of people at the start of last season did not predict Bayern to win.
yes.
So these things can go wrong, but we just it's a very premature thing to say because we haven't seen. I mean, the
Mm.
Champions League hasn't started yet. So I slightly agree with you on those, Ahmed. I think Real Madrid and Liverpool probably should. I mean, they do have the team to reach semifinals, and then alongside maybe PSG again. Do you think PSG can do it again at least semifinals?
Yeah, I can. If they can keep Neymar fit, this time they kept Neymar fit and he really contributed. Uh, Also, I think the problem last time is that their striking option didn't work. I think Icardi didn't played really well. So Icardi really needs to play well
Yeah, he does.
to have that to give them a more attacking trend. I think they signed good players. So they have really stable squad right now. I think they're gonna miss Thiago Silva, but they have enough quality in their defense as well. So yeah, I'm predicting. I think it's gonna be if they can't keep Neymar fit, they have some problem with his injury or even his troubles off the field. So I think after that, I'm predicting Juventus to come through.
Okay, so Ahmed, thank you so much. It's been a very insightful session. So
No problem.
lovely hearing from you, and it's great to be back after such a busy week.
Yeah,
And
no.
let's see how it goes. By the way, can you just any idea when does the Champions League start? Because a lot of people still are not sure about the dates.
I think it starts after Nations League. I think in 2 to 3 weeks they will. I think they will start because we
Okay,
have a yeah.
okay. So, guys, thank you so much. That is about it for the show. We'll be back hopefully this week again in a day or two, and we're going to discuss what transpired in the Premier League
Yes.
on Game Week 4 and what happened in Serie A as well as La Liga. And we're also going to discuss about the transfers taking place. Yes, the transfers have been. I mean, transfer deadline has passed, but I've heard that the date of from 5th October has been extended to 16th October. So Premier League teams they can make domestic transfers till the 16th of October.
So yeah, they can make them. I think we will get to see couple of inter EPL
Yeah.
local signings coming too.
Yeah. So let's see what happens. So guys, thank you so much.
Thanks.
Do like, share, subscribe to our channel, and we need all support we can get. So
Yes.
thank you so much. Okay, Ahmed,
Thank you
take
for
care.
take care. Goodbye. Thank you for listening.